I do. I think this snow south lost some lights.
All meeting order.
I hereby announce that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as required in said act. This notice is filed with the county clerk, posted in the vestibule of the county courthouse, as well as the county website, sent to the Courier Business after the times on January 3rd, 2026.
Roll call.
Mr. Conlon. Here. Mr. Jefferson.
Here.
Mr. Sicilian.
Here.
Mr. Ryan.
Here.
Mr. Bianca. Here. Dr. Martin.
Here. Any changes to the agenda?
And Dr. Ryan, please, we can then.
Call for a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes from April 30th.
So moved. Second.
A motion and a second. Question?
Commissioner Conlon.
Yes.
Deputy Director Jefferson.
Yes.
Mr. Sicilian.
Yes.
Mr. Wang.
Yes.
Mr. Bianca.
Yes.
Dr. Martin.
Yes. Motion passes. I believe we have one proclamation on the Steve.
This time to recognize the nominating for you here. Provide. Well, it's a great day for them to get them resumes to MSC. It's quite a very short term of achievement. It is not to recognize state 984 year from Cleveland Regional High School for their excellent robotics, innovation, and community service. The team earned the Inspire Award from New Jersey Championship and is qualified for the first robotics world championship for the third consecutive year, ranking among the top 8 in the world. Through their Dear New Jersey initiative, the Find the Pipeline, they continue to make students inspire the next generation of STEM. We are proud to see you represent our community used with the pineapple positivity. At this time, I ask the clerk to read the proclamation.
Honoring Clearview Regional High School's robotics team 9848 Yearview. Whereas Team 9848 Yearview of Clearview Regional High School has established itself as a leading first tech challenge robotics team in New Jersey, in excellence, innovation, teamwork, and community engagement. And whereas the team earned the Inspire Award of the New Jersey State Championship and advanced to the Earth Robotics World Championships for the third consecutive year. Where last year they ranked 4th in their division and received the Edison Division Inspire Award, placing them among the top teams worldwide. And whereas Yearview has expanded its impact through its Year of New Jersey initiative by starting new teams, mentoring students, and launching a mentor-mentee match program, providing over 300 hours of mentorship and reaching thousands for outreach efforts. And whereas the team's Pineapple Pipeline creates a pathway for students from early education through high school, fostering sustained interest and participation in STEM. And whereas Yearview continues to demonstrate excellence in competition and innovation again earning recognition as one of New Jersey's top teams while building strong partnerships and expanding opportunities in robotics education. And whereas this year marks the team's third consecutive qualification for the first robotics world championships in Houston, Texas, where they can represent the community with pride and hashtag pineapple positivity. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Frank DeMarco, as director, and on behalf of the 2026 Gloucester County Board of Commissioners, do hereby recognize and commend Team 9848 Deerview for their outstanding achievements and contributions to STEM education and community engagement, and extend best wishes for continued success on the world stage.
Coach, anything to say?
Yeah, so, I will just say, so we made some of these kids come in at the last minute, and that's because we're literally just leaving our STEM lab at school. And this is an early night for us this week, and many weeks over the past couple months, kids have been spending 13 hours. Get here at 7 a.m., we leave at 8 p.m. Parents are here supporting, providing dinners, but what goes beyond their hard work that they put into the robot, and I gotta tell you, like, see this thing is really amazing. I'm incredibly proud of all they accomplished. But their crowning jewel is the fact that they spend 16 hours every week mentoring other kids. So that's kids at preschool. People all the way through high school supporting, children in 4 different schools and throughout our community. So I'm incredibly proud of you, all of you. You're leaving in less than 2 weeks. So I think this is the best thing to gear us up to get ready to take that on stage. Thank you all.
Yeah. Children raised $43,000 in funding. Nothing well deserved round of applause to these incredible students who dedicated mentors, coaches, and families to support their success in this step of life. Good luck in Houston, and I know you're gonna win.
All right, I'd like to conclude the ceremony of portion of our meeting. Anyone wishing to leave? You don't have to agree to yourself. Thank you. Okay, we get to move to the meat of the meeting. There are no proclamations. Next- I can see it. Next, we have public portion of agenda items only, following the rules. Public comment are contained within the adopted county of Gloucester County rules of the board, and the decorum that is expected. A member of the public wishing to address this board, if you so are being recognized by the director of the board. Speaker must state his or her name and residence for the record. All persons recognized by the director must engage in respectful and orderly discourse. Comments will be civil, respectful, following the blue order. All statements to the board or other members of the county administration must be addressed to the director. Members of the public addressing the board shall be allotted 5 minutes to address the members of the board, regardless of the number of issues to be addressed. Members of the public will be recognized only during the designated public portion segments of this meeting. The director of the board will not answer during your allotted 5 minutes. Speakers shall not be entitled to borrow time from other speakers. Please refrain from calling out or disrupting the meeting of the county commission. The board will take under consideration all comments made. That being said, motion open to the public, agenda items only.
Motion open to the public for agenda items only. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Question? Roll call.
Commissioner Howell,
Yes.
Deputy Director Jefferson,
Yes.
Commissioner Sylvia,
Yes.
Mr. Wagner,
Yes.
Mr. Bianca,
Yes.
Director Martin.
Yes, motion passes. We are now open to the public for agenda items only. Anyone wishing to speak, come forward. Raise your hand. Just say your name, where you're from.
Martino Cardiani, 122 Salina Road, Washington Township, New Jersey. So I'm here to talk to you about Gloucester County Institute of Technology.
It's not on the agenda. We have a second public portion.
Okay.
But they're all, this is only for items that are on the agenda tonight.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else wishing to speak? Seeing no hands.
Motion closed. Second.
A motion and a second. Question? Roll call.
Commissioner Howell,
Yes.
Deputy Director Jefferson,
Yes.
Commissioner Sylvia,
Yes.
Mr. Wagner,
Yes.
Mr. Bianca,
Yes.
Director Martin.
Yes, motion passes. Public portion is now closed. Go to the regular meeting. Tonight's meeting as usual, we're proceeding with the reading of all resolutions, titles by title only. Moving to approve them in one motion for department. Department administration. I have 6 resolutions on this evening. Report, please.
A1 resolution authorizing the description of special items of revenue listed in 2026 county budget pursuant to NJSA 48:4-87. A2 resolution approving the bill list for the month of April 2026. A3 resolution authorizing and confirming settlement of state tax board tax agreement. A4 resolution appointing members to the Board of Education of the Vocational School District of the County of Gloucester. A5 resolution appointing of members to the Gloucester County Planning Board. A6 resolution appointing members to the Board of Education of the Gloucester County Special School District.
Motion to approve A1 through 6. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Question? Roll call.
Commissioner Howell,
I'm a yes on 84. I'll be a no for Tally Robinson. I'm going to abstain on salary. Yes to 85 and A6.
I'm sorry, what you said, A6?
Sorry, A6, I'm going to abstain as well.
Abstain. Deputy Director Jefferson,
Yes.
Commissioner Sylvia,
Yes.
Commissioner Wagner.
I have previously sent a list of abstentions on this bill list to the clerk. Yes to the fact.
Commissioner Bianca,
That's an exception to the clerk. That's, yes, there is.
Director Martin.
Yes, I do give you a list of 6 abstentions. Yeah, bill list, but yes on all the rest. Motion passes. Next, Department of Health and Human Services, Deputy Director Jefferson.
I have 4 resolutions from the board to please read.
B1 resolution authorizing an application with the New Jersey Department of Health and acceptance of funds from the WIC Senior Farmer Market Nutrition Program for $4,500 for the term May 1, 2026 to September 30, 2026. B2 resolution authorizing the acceptance of funding from the New Jersey Youth Justice Commission for state community partnership and family correspondence totaling $705,876 from January 1, 2026 to December 31st, 2026. B3 resolution authorizing the shared service agreements with participating municipalities and the GCIA for family entertainment at various locations within the county. B4 resolution authorizing a contract with TLC Landscaping from April 15, 2026 to November 30th, 2026 in an amount not to exceed $85,000.
Motion to approve A1 through 4. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Question? Roll call.
Commissioner Howell,
Yes.
Deputy Director Jefferson,
Yes.
Commissioner Sylvia,
Yes.
Commissioner White,
Yes.
Commissioner Bianca,
Yes.
Director Martin.
Yes. Motion passes. Anything for like that? Deputy Director.
Nothing to report tonight, thank you.
Next, Department of Public Safety and Veteran Affairs, Commissioner Bianca.
Yes, sir. I hear resolution for the board's consideration. Please read that.
C1, resolution authorizing a contract with Johnson Control Security Solutions from March 27, 2026 to March 26, 2027 for a total amount of $209,083.68. C2, resolution authorizing a purchase contract with Allied Security from April 20th, 2026 to April 19th, 2027 for a total amount of $122,952.26. C3, resolution authorizing a contract with Striker Scouts for $40,664.12.
Voting for approve second, C3.
I have a motion and a second. Question? Roll call.
Mr. Connell,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Dennison,
Yes.
Commissioner Shelby,
Yes.
Mr. Ryan,
Yes.
Mr. Bianca,
Yes.
Mayor Martin.
Yes, motion passes. Anything you like that?
Yes, last night we had a morning, 6 a.m. with John Fine. And I called, so I had to come back. It was very ceremony. We gave the proclamation, which one for the flight. They did it, but also one of the gentlemen said he was in the Vietnam War. So 59 years later, he just thanked us for the win.
Thank you. Next, Department of Education, Economic Development, you have Commissioner Gatto. Commissioner Bianca.
Yes. He felt the burden.
I'm sorry. Anything you would like to say on our behalf?
No.
Let's do that. Do it all tonight. Would you get the control?
I just got right.
Next. So we use next Department of Law and Justice, Commissioner Sylvia.
Thank you, Mr. Director. I have two resolutions for the board's consideration.
E1, resolution authorizing a contract with William R. Carey and Company from March 1, 2026 to February 28, 2027 for $127,391.52. And E2, resolution authorizing an application and acceptance of funds from Spring Energy for $10,000.
Make a motion to approve B1 and 2.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Question? Roll call.
Commissioner Connell,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Dennison,
Yes.
Commissioner Shelby,
Yes.
Mr. Ryan,
Yes.
Mr. Bianca,
Yes.
Dr. Martin.
Yes, motion passes. Anything you would like that, Commissioner Sylvia?
Yeah, me and the prosecutor Johns would like to thank for approving E2. He was excited with that, so
Thank you. Next, Department of Works, Land and Property, Commissioner White.
Thank you, Mr. Director. I have 3 items on the agenda for the board's consideration. I ask the clerk to please read.
And one resolution authorizing a contract with Capella Construction from April 15, 2026 until completion of the project for $237,225. F2, resolution authorizing a contract with Pavement Plus from April 15, 2026 until completion of the project for $792,665. And F3, resolution authorizing a contract with South State Inc. from April 15, 2026 until completion of the project for $1,684,626.20.
So moved. All right.
I have a motion and a second. Question? Roll call.
Commissioner Connell,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Dennison,
Yes.
Commissioner Sylvia,
Yes.
Mr. Ryan,
Yes.
Mr. Bianca,
Yes.
Director DeMarco.
Yes, motion passes. Anything you would like to add, Commissioner White?
No, thanks, Mr. Director.
Anytime. Next, Department of Government Services, Commissioner Connell.
Down there. I got one item on the agenda. Clerk, please read.
G1, resolution authorizing the award of contract with County Business Systems from April 1, 2026 to March 31st, 2027 in the amount not to exceed $27,000.
Motion to approve B1.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Question? Roll call.
Commissioner Connell,
Yes.
Deputy Director Dennison,
Yes.
Commissioner Sylvia,
Yes.
Mr. Ryan,
Yes.
Mr. Bianca,
Yes.
Director DeMarco.
Yes, motion passes. Anything you would like to add, Commissioner Connell?
All right, Mr. Director.
Okay, next, the old business. New business.
I just have a couple items to business. I think the first one would be, I'm still waiting on my response from the GCUA. She just started here. So I have the email she actually sent it. I'm okay. I can send an email. It is right up. Request. After we spoke, got on very excited. She's thinking down saying that should be sufficient. We said, we said, so we got to do the number. She did it today, so the clock starts to give us the answer. It does not appear to be, it seems like it's a slow pack. That's okay, I'll straighten it out. I'll request it. I know, I understand. I mean, we did.
Well, obviously, don't, because obviously the person just submitted it. Because it's not one time to that. Once they receive it, they have something to respond.
They'll do that. We respond, we have to go on a request form, which is required by the state. And I can give you a copy of that, but the independent authorities in those rules and law. Right, but you don't have to go on the form, but there are rules saying you want to know. Do they override the state law? Yeah, they're all the state mandated websites. So, does it, Commissioner, since it doesn't have to, it doesn't say you can't. It's just, it said it can't be denied, you're not filling out the form. I'm later sending out the part, but. It wasn't denied. What's happening? If there's a denial, well, they never filled it out, so that's a denial. Well, for Nelson, I don't know, just the state denials. Yeah, and you've gotten them where it says you're requesting they deny. I'll disagree, but regardless,
If they are violating state law, they're independent authority, so with this board. If they're not following proper procedure, if that's the case, that's something you can pick up.
excuse me, and said, I actually came up with it. And I addressed it. Well, it's very, very next step. Okay. Well, we're still waiting for that. Also, there's the question about going to sales, which I gave to you on February 25th. So, no, I understand. I did. I had an example. It says position. Yeah, but I have the position specifically. It says manager. So every manager position, I point position. There's no other point positions I've got. I have to look at the list after I was this, but I gave you the list. I gave you the list of salaries and position. Right, but no management positions. So that's what I'm saying. Every management position is an appointed position. So I can go down that list and every management position is the only appointed position in this county. You're saying the only ones. That's what I'm answering, Chad. Yeah, that's why. That's why, okay. You know, I don't think that is the case. Okay. Well, I appreciate that. And the other question I have, for the board. So obviously we all see Mike Sherrill was excited for the GCO. My letter that was written, and surprisingly, I got a lot of good feedback on both sides, supporting it and against it. And I was kind of happy to see the community engagement. Obviously, the phone was generated by what was you're like, I'm sure it wasn't. So I was. You forgot. Listen, the judge, I did say, you didn't have to go. Lawsuit, yeah, the judge identified you as AI in that. The stack of questions that you said reorganization, if you want to put it in minutes, was clearly generated by AI, no questioning at all. So there's some kind of. Doesn't say anything about the recommendations that would so far. What's the point of this? Well, I'm getting into something that you are from us. So you can back sign it, so I'm speaking fast. Okay, well, what difference do we make about the letter? I bring up AI or whatever, I'll read it, it doesn't, it wasn't written by AI. The fact was, it was a letter on behalf of the community that did vote against it, and I did mention one community was supportive of it on the ballot question. There's many that voted against it. So anyway, back to the point of the whole point, I'm going to hand this thing back to the plaintiff. Welcome to read this. I'll give you guys a copy below. I propose we put a referendum on the ballot this year at the town line to listen to residents and see what's the GCO. And what I suggest is, let's have state legislature, they do a state issue for the county government, for the county. But we can't let the residents know we're not a state official. We can still do it now. The question is to let the residents decide. No, I think the question is, we're not going to play the politics. There's no politics. Don't listen. Governor, not us, said she supports the project and wants to advance it. New Jersey Transit, everybody that came out of this project here decided that they're at the wrong meetings. So New Jersey Transit is the ERPA. We don't have the road. And I understand that. So we have to go to the bottom. So we can't take a pulse of the community to see where they should get polled at 67% positive. And I have a poll that says 64. Which person's here? You should. 60-40, 60-40 against 6%. I saw, well, it's, we don't do it for the polls. You're right, but I still make a motion that we put this on the agenda next meeting, let the residents decide, put it on the ballot. Second.
Motion to table.
So maybe. Right.
Motion by second.
Commissioner Conley,
I'm so glad that Commissioner Sweetie to make a decision for everybody. I don't know.
Deputy Director General,
Yes.
Commissioner Facility.
Some section. Motion dated.
No.
Commissioner Bianca, Commissioner Ryan,
Yes.
Commissioner Bianca,
Yes.
Director Morgan.
Yes. Motion passes.
I'm glad we just told the residents are now smart to make their own decision.
They did, they voted for the government who supported it. They do that. One candidate, they picked the one that did. That was why you also lost. That's why you're upset. We have all. Yeah. 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 You see, ran for higher office. It's not no issue. Take it to the government.
You said get it right, yeah, questions.
Yeah, that's right.
Questions both addressed.
Yep, thank you.
Okay. Moving forward. There's no other new business. Now I need a motion to go to the public.
So maybe. Second.
I have a motion in a second. Questions?
Yes.
Commissioner Sylvia,
Yes.
Commissioner Mike,
Yes.
Commissioner Bianca,
Yes.
Director Parkin.
Yes, motion passes. We are in open public portion. Anyone wishing to speak? Over. Recognize me first.
Sorry about the last time, Tino Carnegie, 122, still here. So I'm here to talk to you about Gloucester County Institute of Technology. I just left this report, so it would be okay. I'd like to kind of share with you what I shared with them. I'm 50 years old. I graduated from Gloucester County Institute of Technology. And when I went there in 1994, it was pretty much for misfits, you know, kids that showed up late, didn't do their homework. And my principal encouraged me to go there. And I had an awesome principal. I had a great guidance counselor, and I had great teachers that inspired me to go make a difference. It was so impactful that for the last 30 years, I go back to GCIT every year and volunteer with my time, my talent, my training, whether it's judging competitions or doing motivational speaking. I've sat through a number of staff that have come and gone. And you know, sometimes you go to a hospital and get a nursing superintendent, it makes you feel great. You go to that same hospital and have a nurse that's in a bad mood, and it changes everything. Dr. Gerald, who has a doctorate in Institute of Technology, is so passionate and compassionate about those students. Just a few weeks ago, I went there to judge their fashion show. She sat next to me, one of the judges. Most of the hospitality teachers that have been there since I are retired this year. And hundreds of kids came out crying and hugging those teachers. And I received a lot of emails that I could really wanted to see them from parents begging me for over the years going there and motivating their children to believe that they can become something that's beneficial to all of us as a county and as Americans. And to prove that to you, when I left Gloucester County Institute of Technology, my teacher, Gail Tay, who's now 90 years old, alive and living at the Villages in Florida, she said to me, "Make me proud, it will change the world." I worked myself, came from nothing, adopted, as many of you know, and I earned the Ellis Langley Medal of Honor Award, which only 6 seated presidents have ever received it. Rosa Parks received it. George Bush received it. Maya Angelou received it. But I got it because I was inspired by a faculty and a school that really helped me to change the community. Republican, Democrat, Independent, didn't matter. Black, white, red. I'm wearing my game changer award that I got from the NAACP, and this is my Medal of Honor. The reason I'm here is because can't we collectively find a way to keep Gloucester County Institute of Technology the gem that it is? It doesn't exist. Trust me, I traveled all across this great nation, motivational speaking at public schools. There's nothing like GCIT. It's not for the misfits anymore. It's for the elite. It's hard to get into. That woman back there, she is a gift. When I tell you she's a gift, trust me. I didn't want to come here tonight. I didn't want to go to the party that I had cancel appointments. I'm here because it's passionate. I'm passionate about your kids, my kids, and everybody's here's kids. And I just want to know, how can we help? I think I heard say $200,000 short. Can we publicly fundraise? Can we privately fundraise? Is that an option? Because if it is, I'll spear it. I just want to know, what can we do to keep GCIT the most amazing technical school there is, in my opinion, in this great nation. That's all I have. Can I answer the question? Are we allowed to fundraise?
You don't go back and forth at this point.
Okay.
We can cut their budget. We actually offered to increase the budget. So, I mean, I don't know why people at this meeting, when this board, there was a $500,000 shortage from the state of New Jersey. We already passed a budget. It's already in stone. The commissioners directed me to try to find savings. We found them. We offered them to the school $250,000. We need help from the other side. And like I said, we came up with $250,000 in savings. And what they were just were reimbursements, like services that the counties made for that we're not going to collect. So we love to see when get laid off, and I'm hoping that the state budget gets adjusted. Because it is, depending on what happens with the state budget, they might be able to restore everything. And that's the only goal. When will anybody that in advance the state budget? All right, thank you. That's up. By June 30th. Okay, thanks for the time.
Anyone else wishing to speak?
I'm Shannon Whittingham, from New Jersey. My name's Shannon Whittingham, and I'm a staff member at GCIT. I watched a live stream of the last meeting, and I felt compelled to attend tonight to clarify and correct some of the statements that were made. Meeting. The GCIT community understands that there is a significant financial shortfall. As a dedicated staff member for almost 15 years, union executive team member, and a negotiations team member, I was very disappointed with how the GCIT staff was portrayed at last meeting. We give our hearts to these kids. You're always expected to do more with less. Myself and my colleagues regularly find out how we talk things for our students, everything from school supplies to swimsuits to our kids can swim for gym class, to paying for prom or trip tickets so that our students can have the same opportunities as newcomers. To say that, quote, if the teacher society can find $250,000, end quote, implying that we staff need to miraculously find this money is wildly unfair. Many of us work second and third jobs to be able to afford our bills. How do we are we supposed to find $250,000 when we're buying our own supplies, helping to support our students, and we're also trying to ensure that our goods get paid. The negotiating team has spent countless hours working on behalf of companies and staff to exceed fair contract. Countless hours of researching county averages and compensation rates, revising language, and making what seemed like compromise after compromise in negotiation meetings for over a year. We should have prepared to every meeting, which cannot be said for the district side. Everything from canceled meetings to the collective signing MOAs to as recently as not having the appropriate parties present for our first mediation meeting. This entire experience has been frustrating and disappointing to say the least. Mr. Sneed's response to the parents' statement at the last meeting gave stakeholders the impression that the negotiating team was perhaps unwilling to compromise, which is absolutely not the case. We have continually had to give up items in our contract, things like tuition reimbursement, longevity, and healthcare buyback. They've all disappeared, but an already less than impressive contract. Other county schools still have enticing perks, and sometimes more to attract top teachers and staff. In the previous meeting, it was stated that we're asking for 4% of their financial items, more than what special services got with their 3.7%, which is not correct. We are not asking for 4%. Special did in fact get additional financial items besides their percentage, such as healthcare buyback returning and additional days for bereavement. In the last meeting, it was said that Mr. Snee spoke with staff members who were not in leadership, which is perhaps why incorrect information was shared. He stated that he spoke with them because the union leadership haven't reached out, but since he's not a part of our negotiating team, that's why we never reached out. In the last meeting, it was quoted, there's a lot of misinformation going on, which I agree with, except that a lot of that information happened at that meeting. We invite you to come sit with us, to reach out to us. We'll be transparent. We'll answer any questions you have regarding the process so that you all know how involved we've been, how much we care about these kids, so that you can continue to provide correct information to the community.
I have to address that. we're in mediation, right? We are not. PCIT is a mediation because they turned down 3.7. And they had other things that they wanted. I never once indicated that I wanted teachers to take pay cut. We talked about the size of the increase. Because this board, for whatever reason, you're coming to this board, which you just said, we're not part of your negotiation. Why are you coming to this board when we're not part of your negotiation? Now, you spell it's my turn. You came to this board on its own came up with an additional 250,000. We don't want to see any limit. We want the state budget modified so we can keep it. Everyone up here is extremely proud of GCI today. I was on the board when we created a lot of programs that we had. Bottom line is we did step up. Our budget was fixed. We added 250,000. And honestly, if the add-ons and the other stuff get off 37, means there won't be 5 teachers, it'll be more teachers. So the unionite element, we actually look out for each other. And my concern is you settle for 3.7 special service. That's correct. We settled for 3.7 3 years. Now you want more at GCIT. And we don't have them. They gave you the 250,000 they found. And like I said, I think the state saves everybody. But I said that's all I have to say. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Question, Mr. Administrator. The 240 that we gave, what percent increase?
Percentage, I'm not sure. Commissioner Powell was like meeting her 100% pay cut to give people more than the 3.7 raise. People here work hard too. They want to put in their names, they have them all the other that's progressive. And they're going to take the 20% increase, a decrease, so we can give somebody more than a 3.7 increase. That's not to be able to do what I think.
Well, usually, isn't there like a counter negotiation?
Why not killing? The person that just spoke, we're not able to negotiation right now. When we heard about it, just didn't know. When the commissioners heard about the playoffs, there was not. I met with the leaders of the 3 schools, the college and the vocational specialist. College, you have to do a risk. Well, by the way, they did that from 15 or 17 people. GCIT was never thought of them being laid off. And then the state budget came down. And it covered 500,000. The numbers all match up, Commissioner. It covered 500,000. That's where we came up with the number. The commissioners said that we find 250,000. Let's start meeting with them. And I did speak to a former leader in the NJS. From that school. And I said, listen, we can find 250 now. Realize we're giving more than we budget. We're not cutting it. We're giving more than what we agreed to. By the way, after our budget is set. So that means we're short 250 here. So, like I said, we really did our very best to help. And hopefully the state restores the funding. If they restore the funding, if that's the ideal situation. But by the way, since I wasn't trying to look at budgets, we were around a lot. Being able to send a out of Christine, you're good. Yeah.
Whatever we do now, replicate it here.
Listen, Cherry Hill is laying off 45 positions all throughout the state. We have all the school districts. They're having massive layoffs. We're trying to start this off with people who are huge, who are willing to step up and add an extra 250,000. Why everyone here didn't vote for the budget, so how can we come up with 250? What we did.
Yes.
Charles, you put very indicators. I'd like to follow up on remarks about GCI. Because I heard some things that discussion that aren't correct. I heard someone say Gloucester County, they have nothing to do with this, it's a state. Well, let me remind the commissioners that in 1996, the commissioners voted to abolish the light rail. 1 month later, New Jersey Transit canceled it, and it was canceled for 7 years until it was revived back in 2003. But it didn't become a project until 2009, when the Gloucester County Commissioners voted a resolution in support of it. Now, the odd thing about this GCL project is it was kicked off in 2009, about a block away from here at the train station. And the then governor promised $500 million to get it kicked off. He promised that the train would become a two-way traffic in 3 years. Now, they haven't put a stake in the ground yet. It's 2009 until today. I don't, and in Gloucester County, there are 7 towns that it passes through. 4 of those towns put on a resolution saying that they oppose it. And one place in Camden County had a ballot question, and that was the majority said that they don't. So I don't think, I respect your vote, tabling the resolution. I still think it would be a good thing that people of Gloucester County, and most of the track, by the way, 12 miles to the 18 are in Gloucester County, so it's a Gloucester County project. Thank you for having me help clarify some of the things that were said.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jerry Gagliano, I'm also the Seattle minister, the scout leader for the scout demonstration for Christmas Church and Act 1721 through 5. I have seen you read the events, so hopefully you consider this a awareness notification. Our unit has hosted for the last 4 or 5 years a free fishing tournament on the no license required day, which is June 6th. It's the first Saturday of June here. And I just want to bring that to your attention and hopefully not ask for any monetary assistance, but assistance in spreading the word. Not only for this event, we've had a race starting out the last few years, over 100 people, plus their students and whatnot. So this isn't a monetary plea, it's more like a request to help publicize not only this event, but all the events in Gloucester County are assigned to this day. It's generally referred to as football fishing. And a lot of people add on the phrase not us at the end. Regardless, gets the kids out there away from, plays on the phone and whatnot, reading direction. So anything that the commissioners can do to help support not only my event, and by the way, with the invitation, bring your rod, it doesn't actually looking at this, we don't get, but also encourage other organizations. We have so many places, this county, beautiful things, anything that will make those places utilized by groups, whether it's scout, youth, adult groups, whatever. It's a free event, at least from our point of view. We absorb it most willingly and happily, but I would love to see this grow. So I just wanted to bring your attention. I have visual aids, poorly made,
Do you have a flyer?
Yes,
Is that what you got there?
that's the poorly made.
Is it possible to email a digital copy?
Absolutely. I just want to bring a reference that you have immediately. And I hope to see you on that Saturday. Bring a child. Thank you. Thank you. Do I have a motion to do that?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll put it on the county.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes.
If 5% now, I said that they don't want it. If you guys don't put it on the ballot, they get exemptions, go to every small town, have that on it, with various maybe next. And I think government officials forgotten place, especially in Gloucester County. Um, we as taxpayers pay your bills, pay your checks, and, that, you know, put it on the ballot, it's live, being live streamed, everybody's watching it. And about the teacher, I understand that you guys work hard, but our teachers work very, very hard. Yeah, I know that sort of school teacher, they are not doing it. So I think you as commissioners should be doing everything possible to be supporting these teachers in these schools every way possible. And if that means taking a pay cut or not getting the raise this year, I think taxpayers would appreciate that. Showing that you guys actually care about the youth in this state is more important than you guys getting a raise. I mean, some of these people are getting paid $200,000, and some of these teachers are, like she said, are working extra jobs just to keep up. So, something to think about.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes.
Good evening, my name is Michelle Sowers. I reside at 1220 Sassafras Court in Williamstown, New Jersey. I'm a county resident, born and raised in New Jersey. I wanted to take an opportunity, just like my colleagues, to stand up here and just share some of our insights that we have had at our side of the appreciation table. Mr. Speedy and all the commissioners, I do obviously invite you to come and have a conversation with your current leadership. I am the current standing president of Gloucester County Regional Technical Education Association. If you would like to have a conversation with me, I'm very welcome. I love having a conversation. To reiterate what my colleague had said, it's feeling that you provided some false information, and that is not your fault. If you would like to have a conversation with both parties, we're very welcome to that. I've given half of my life to that school district. I've been a teacher for 20 years, 19 of it at GCIT. It is my home. It is the crown jewel of this county. I'm very proud to work there. I will continue to work there. Probably no matter what I'm paid, because I love that place. And because I love that place, I did take on that leadership role. I did step up. To reiterate what was said about the teachers having to find their money, it is not my job as a math teacher to balance the budget for TCH. There's a very well-being position for that. That individual was responsible for a budget shortfall, not us, not the teachers. As hard as I would try to find other half of this compensation that we're looking for, I can't. I don't have access to books. And based off of the numbers that have gone on as far as our negotiations go, it is impossible for us to find $250,000 because that is not what our percentages were. There is no way that we could do that. Even if I could turn from the bottom of my heart, we would state those 5 positions. So moving forward, again, to clarify, we did not deny an offer of 3.7. We did not ask for an offer of 4%. To put it bluntly, we do know our role in this county, and we would never want to try and ask for more than one of our special services. We know what was offered to them. So again, let me repeat what my colleague is asking for. We are also just asking for a fair budget. We're not asking for millions of dollars. Something fair. And again, if you would like to have more defense of negotiation people, I love having a conversation with you. My extension at the school is 2126. My email is msowers@gcecnj.org. I have sent several beyond that. I sent emails to Commissioner Jefferson. I sent Mr. Cromwell. I have sent emails to Commissioner Gattell. She is our GCIT county representative. I have it. It's done. It is April. So we have reached out. We have been with the county to provide assistance for us to work as a team. But it's April, and that was December. So the disconnect that has happened since then, maybe everyone's at fault. But I think that the teachers and the negotiations team, which I am the proud president of this entire time, we have done our best. We have poured our hearts and souls into this. I'm the number 2, and I have given well over 15 months of my time and dedication to this contract. It is my heart and soul. So to hear people dismiss our hard work and to hear people throw out false accusations and facts is actually very frustrating to myself. And this is the first time I've ever come up and addressed the county commissioners because that's how passionate I am about my school. That's how passionate I am about my county. Born and raised. And I've also probably got here just like my family members. Very proud county resident and very, very proud president of the association. Very, very proud to have teachers at GCIT. is taught some of our children. I continue to.
Say my own, that's fine. You can say my own, it's fine.
Yes, we.
My shame is all right.
No, it's actually correct. She is one of our gems that we have put out for teachers, and I cannot take credit for that. That's your effort. So I thank you for your time this evening. My contact information can be very easily found on the GCIT website, or you're also welcome to reach out to any GCIT administrator for my private information as well. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Tracy Gravano, I am in charge of my 22 County Station Road. I just want to make a statement that the budget shortfall at the GCIT did come after we had already, as Mr. Sweeney said, had already put our budget. But we are going to contribute $8,550,000 to GCIT. I love GCIT. My son is a graduate there. He did very well. I don't want it to look like the county is just willing to give another $250,000. It's in addition to $8,550,000. So when people want to come and say the county doesn't do anything for the GCIT, you need to really delve into the budget and understand it, because it's frustrating to hear that the county isn't helping. We're trying to do our best. The budget cut GCIT was not able until after our budget was approved, or not approved by some members. So please, when you want to get the information out there correctly, let's get all the pieces together. It's not just an additional 250. We were saying we were willing to come up with an additional 250,000 to meet their shortfall. It's not telling the teachers that we did want that. We have made that very clear. So, I'm as a taxpayer and as my son that went to GCIT, my mother worked there as a nurse, love GCIT, but let's get all the facts on the table. It's not the county's position that we're not looking to help, because we are. And this commission, both of them have approved that in our vote. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Burial, 5.2 Tower Street, I couldn't help laughing, smiling under my nose at Mr. Conwell request that was tabled. It was tabled because you don't want to hear about the GCL. And I understand why you don't want to hear about the GCL. Because this is a political football that's being pushed by the corrupt Gloucester County and Camden County. I've been singing about this corruption now for about 5 years. Let me tell you why I was led because you reflected tonight exactly what the Delaware River Valley Authority and Jersey County has been doing the last 3 years. The last time they came out to explain to people what they were doing about the DCL was in Western. And then those days, that's about 3 years ago, they promised that they were going to go in each and every municipal area, and they were going to tell the people what it was all about. That was the last time they did that. Because when they were asked difficult questions that they could not answer or they outright lied, they stopped telling the people about the DCL. So the only way that the people have heard about the DCL is right here. The civic group, not for everyone. Because we have both Democrats and Republicans in that group. They have heard all the negatives from us. You want to hear no negatives from the Delaware Regional Port Authority, nor the district secretary, because it's not in their interest to tell you what's wrong with it. Now at one time, this body put a resolution for it. And all of a
but they don't wanna hear about it. But you represent 9 municipal areas that are in your area that what the Muslim people are against. And I'm oh no, we're not against. How do you know we're against? Well, I'm gonna tell you how I know. In my school, we have both Republicans and Democrats against it. They're telling us that everybody support. Well, we them going. We went out and we collected 1,400 signatures. And when vote came to the ballot, 70% of people were against it. And I'm telling you, the most people in your town are against it. And that's what you're going to do. But we're gonna figure out every time, and we're gonna make sure that people know one way or another. Then,
Thank you. Well,
I have a good question, not on this topic, but, a couple of months back, the position was created, with the 4 boards of Gloucester County Commissioners, GCIC, Roman, and I think it was a special services school district. I won't give you the approval was, but it was for $120,000 a year. That was before the budget cut. So that position was created, is that able to be retracted?
That's in the budget. It's in the budget.
Okay, so
It's in the budget to be approved. Just so you know, we just got a notice from GCIT today from the board administrator. If they're short and low, $125,000 for healthcare. No, I said, you know, we just got.
thank you.
anyone else wishing to speak? Seeing no hand.
Motion closed. Second.
Have a motion on the table. Question. Roll call.
Chris Sutton.
Yes.
Secretary Jeffrey.
Yes.
Commissioner Shelby.
Yes.
Commissioner Waxy.
Yes.
Commissioner Bianca.
yes,
Secretary Martin.
Yes. Motion minutes. And I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So second.
Have a motion on the second. Question. Roll call.
Commissioner Cavall.
Yes.
Secretary Jeffrey.
Yes.
Commissioner Shelby. Commissioner White.
Yes.
Commissioner Bianca.
Yes.
Secretary Martin.
Yes. It's 15 adjourned.